Hey guys, welcome to another episode of the State of the Church podcast. I'm Eric, and I'm here with Pastor Terry today.
Dave.
And we're going to be talking about a few things. We're talking about the state of the church, what's happening at Harvest Bible Chapel, North Iowa. We're talking about the heart of the pastor, what God's been doing in Pastor Terry's life and the life of his family, and the things that he's been teaching you lately. We're going to be talking about the ministry updates, so what's been going on here this past summer, and what's to be looking forward to as we start to gear up for the fall. So Pastor Terry, you made it through summer. You got a haircut. You're wearing Alive in Christ, baptism wear today.
Baptism shirt.
These are available at Harvest Bible Chapel, North Iowa. So
when you get baptized.
When you get baptized.
That's right.
Right. So tell us a little bit about what the Lord's been teaching you this summer, man. Just I know you've got to take a little bit of rest in places, but it's also been really busy. I know for all of us here who work at the church in different capacities, it's been a very full summer. So kind of talk to us a little bit about how you're doing and what God's been doing in your life.
Yeah, I think that's life in Clear Lake. Summer in Clear Lake is crazy. There's all kinds of things going on. We're trying to get as much enjoyment out of the warm weather as we can while it's still here, and so. And as a church, we're trying to take advantage of that and really connect with our community and serve with our community. And so we've done some great things. But specifically, what are some things God's been doing for me? Yeah, He's kind of teaching me a little bit about trying to balance my time a little bit better. But specifically, one of the things that's kind of been standing out on me, actually went over this with our youth last night. And so in Mark 10:45, Mark writes that Jesus himself, he says, "For even the Son of Man did not come to be served, but to serve and to give his life as a ransom for others." So I asked the kids last night, what does it look like to be outstanding? Right? What does it look like to be outstanding? And of course, I think the world, thinks of, Michael Jordan or LeBron or the greatest actors in Hollywood or worldly things that make people seem outstanding. But the Bible teaches us something totally different. So Mark 10 is just one example where the scriptures teach us that to be outstanding, it really is to be serving other people, right? So. As those who serve in ministry, you would think that's natural for us to keep in mind, right? It's part of our vision here. It's part of the mission that we do of loving other people, and yet sometimes it's
worship, walk, work, witness.
Right. And so just that kind of focus again on why it is that we do what we do, what it is that we're trying to do, how we try to love our community and love our people, and so. And that's why God calls us to not grow weary of doing good. And when we get into moments and seasons like this, sometimes it can get a little wearisome of doing all the different things, the events and that kind of stuff. And so it's just an encouragement and a reminder. It was a reminder for me. I think it was a great lesson for our youth, and
that's great.
Adults as well.
No, thank you for that. I know even, us as staff and, Catherine and others who kind of work here at the church, we need that reminder. I'm sure folks who are involved in all the ministry stuff here at the church need that reminder too, that sometimes it's easy to get, what's the saying, you can't see the forest through the trees, right?
Yeah.
And particularly this season, when summertime is, everyone's running a million different directions because kids are out of school and, things are a little bit of a different schedule. I don't know how many conversations I had this summer about people saying man, I'm out of my rhythm and it feels so weird. I can't keep track of things because I'm out of rhythm.
Yeah.
And how do we, kind of just work through the tendencies perhaps of almost becoming inadvertently self-centered in the way that we approach summer, and so I appreciate that word today, so thank you for sharing that.
Yeah.
I know we have a bunch of stuff to go over today, Pastor Terry.
We do.
So we're going to kind of try to keep our time limited as we go down the road with all the stuff. But let's go ahead and just kind of hit some of the highlights here. So far we've been doing Thursdays on Main.
Yeah.
Over the course of our summer. That's been one of the really cool ways for us to be able to be in our community. You have thousands of people showing up on a Thursday night in downtown Clear Lake, and for us to be able to, be present and have a booth on Main Street and to be able to connect with folks. So, I mean, I've been there kind of a couple times watching you just kind of interact with folks and build relationships, and some of our folks and volunteers who've been kind of doing the same thing, and it's really beautiful. So we got a little bit more of that to go, right? We have, I think, only a couple more weeks left until we wrap that up here with the school starting back together. But
Yeah, it'll be ending here in August.
Right. You're starting a new sermon series coming up here this weekend.
Yeah. Well, first, hold on one second. I'm going to just briefly talk about Thursdays. I mean, I know we
sure.
got a lot to cover, but our volunteers have been great. We've painted a lot of kids' faces, and we put on a lot of tattoos, and we've given out a lot of "You Are Loved" wristbands.
I love that these are some of the metrics
Yeah,
that we're
right.
getting.
Yeah. How many tattoos have we branded our logo on kids with?
Right.
I didn't think that out. Maybe I shouldn't have said it that way. But no, we've had a lot of fun with it. We have connected with a lot of people. It can be a little bit hard, but there's been a lot of good conversations. Most of the time it's when parents are, waiting for their kids to get their face painted. And so that's been an interesting new addition for the year. So Thursdays and Mountain, but that will again be ending this month. So there's a lot of other things coming up. Back up just a minute for kind of some of the things that we're doing here, specifically with our sermon series. So we've got
the new series.
2 short series is coming up here soon. So we're starting a new series on the fruit of the Spirit. It's actually more of a 3-part sermon than a sermon series, and so we're going to basically just kind of walk bit by bit through the fruit of the Spirit. So, and then after that we'll start a worship series. So that'll be coming up here soon. And and Eric over here gets to preach here at Harvest for the first time as well.
Yeah, let's go,
so,
man. I'm excited for it.
Yeah, it'll be good. So that's coming up for the Spirit, and then worship, and then a lot of events that are coming up. So, one of the things we want to accomplish here is being very active in our community. Sure. And so one of many ways we do that is Bash at the Lake. Right. So Bash at the Lake is coming up soon. That's an event that
is a Bash at the Lake, man.
It's a Bash at the Lake.
They got some bands and all sorts of goodies and things happening, and I know that they need some volunteers still, and so we want to kind of give a call out to our church folks. Yeah. If you're interested in volunteering and being a part of Bash at the Lake, there's definitely space for you to help them out. And this is a ministry that here as a church we definitely want to continue to support in our community. So if you have questions about it, feel free to grab me or Pastor Terry or Catherine here at the office, and we'll make sure you get set up with the correct information.
All different types of ways to serve too. We have our inflatables there, but you can serve in more ways than just inflatables. So
that's right.
Yeah, let's really love on our community by serving that way. So we'll get the gospel message brought to our community with some great worship music, and
that's great.
Be a great time.
Yeah, it's coming up fast. Yeah. So what's coming up after that, Pastor Terry?
Back to school bash. So
we got a lot of bashing.
We have a lot of bashes going on. Yeah, I kind of asked, do we ask Brad and Angie if we could steal the word bash?
I don't think it's trademarked. I think we're okay.
Probably not. But so Back to School Bash. Back to School Bash is basically it's Party in the Park that we're bringing back to our property.
That's right.
So years ago we used to have an event here on our property, and so this won't be the same as that, but we want to just kind of bring it back to our area here and have an opportunity to love on our community. So there's our inflatables we'll have out. There'll be free food. We're going to have pony rides for this event.
Some extra things.
Yeah.
So we're going to have all sorts of kids games that we're going to be able to do. We're partnering with the school district. We got the principals and the superintendent coming out to get pied in the face.
Yeah, the principals. Yeah, the principals will be getting pied in the face.
Yeah,
all 3 principals are my understanding, very excited. I'm sure,
very excited. Right.
To come hang out with us.
Yeah. And then the high school football team's going to be on site. We're going to be
doing
dunking
the dunk tank.
The dunk tank with the football team. It's going to be a really great time. So we'll have information in the newsletter as well as other places online, social media, and here at the church for all the information around that. So make sure to tell your friends to come hang out with us for an evening as we kind of get ready to go back to school. And all of this is to kind of celebrate the kids, connect with the community, but also to collect donations for school supplies. Yeah. So if you're in a position to where you can donate school supplies to help the kids of Clear Lake, in the Clear Lake School District, we would encourage you to just come by the church and drop those off and connect with either myself, Terry, or Catherine, our ministry director.
Yeah, please get signed up for that. Best part about the dunk tank is it means that you and I don't have to do it again at the football
It was
team.
cold.
It was very cold.
It was very cold.
So yeah, great event. Really important for us to be able to love on the school and the community that way. So again, school supplies are needed. We've already had people dropping off quite a bit of even clothes and stuff.
Yeah, right.
And so that'll be a great blessing for them, and a great way for us to just show the love of Jesus to the next generation.
That's it. All right, let's keep moving.
Yep.
What do we got next? Let's see. Bash at the Lake. We covered that. Back to school bash. Thursdays in Maine. We talked about that. Let's
Some ministry stuff.
yeah. Let's kind of switch gears a bit here.
Yeah.
But we got a bunch of stuff kind of starting back up again. I know, like, one of the things that's been really cool. It's not here on the list, but I just kind of want to mention it just so folks know about it. We have this thing called Leader Trek that we've been doing as a church. Pastor Terry's been leading that. It's with a bunch of men in our church, and it's been really cool just to kind of watch. Just as just the men in our church continue to grow and their walk with the Lord and their understanding of the Gospels and how that applies to their life and to their families and to their community in our church. So that's something that's ongoing right now. And so Pastor Terry's doing a wonderful job leading that, and it's been really cool to watch you do that and see you in that environment. But with that, we also have some other things coming up that's starting up here very soon. We have the Tour to Bible. We want to talk a little bit about that. You have a little more experience with that.
So the Tour to Bible is a program that's been run a couple of times here at the church. We're starting to back up again. Heather Hahn will be leading it.
That's great.
It's basically a walk through the Bible, kind of chronologically, and also it helps people understand kind of the interaction between the Old Testament and the New Testament, right? And so it's a great tool to help you understand how to study the Bible, to help you understand kind of the history of the Bible, and
I love this stuff.
Yeah, it's a great way to grow. There is a bit of a fee, so for those who don't already have the curriculum, there is a $100 fee involved. Of course, if that's a problem, let us know at the church here. But so that will be coming up here. So sign up ends August 9th.
Yeah, right.
And then the program starts. I think it's the following Sunday. We'll have to get that final date on that. So I had the sign-up date, but not the start
There'll be
date.
more information in the newsletter, too, that people can check out.
Plenty of stuff around, but get signed up for that by August 9th at the final time.
Right, and there's information on the sign-up pages in the lobby that people can go check out, too.
Yeah, and I said the week after that, but I think it's the next month.
Okay.
So we have to have time to get the curriculum ordered.
For sure. Yeah, I'm excited for that one. We also have a lot happening in our student ministries and our youth ministry. So kind of talk us a little bit about that. We're starting kind of a kickoff here very soon with Bible Builders starting back up.
Bible Builders will be starting back up September 3rd.
So that's not very far away.
Right. That'll come fast.
Yeah, that's right. And then I know this doesn't really kind of pertain to August, but we're also, for those of you who may remember, for a season we were doing an event here every month of worship and prayer and community called First Fridays, where that's going to be starting back up. But we're moving the night. So we're starting it in September. September 3rd, I believe it is, right? It's the first Wednesday of September.
First Wednesday, yeah.
Where it's getting moved to the first Wednesday night of the month. There'll be potluck. There'll be a time of worship, a time of intentional prayer together as a church. We'll be incorporating our student ministries, our youth ministry with that as well. This is going to be a really special time for us as a church. So make sure you kind of mark your calendars to come and, bring your kids, the littles, to Bible Builders, and then come hang out for potluck and a time of worship and prayer together. This is just another spiritual rhythm for us as a church that we took the summer off from, and we're excited to kind of dive back into as we get into the fall. So
that'll be great. Partnering our youth with that, right? So just to be clear, our Bible Builders kids, the younger kids will still have Bible Builders that night. That's right. And then our youth will join us for that first Wednesday.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah, that'll be great.
Right. All right. I know we got other stuff coming up. So what's going on here?
Yeah. Well, youth is still meeting all throughout the summer, so we're having a great time. Catherine and Kaylee and Hunter and I all kind of spending time with the kids, and
I love it.
Good game time, good teaching time, and
Get your
worship
butt kicked.
time, and or I get to throw dodgeballs at the kids.
Yeah. Just take out that aggression a little
spike
bit.
on them for a 9 square in the air. So
A holy game of dodgeball.
that's right. Yeah.
That's right.
We have fun with it. So
Love it.
groups, small groups are still going on. So we have groups, and some of them I know will be, there's at least one of them that'll be starting back up again in September.
Yeah, that's right.
But typically Sunday through Wednesday we have home groups, and then our Saturday morning groups starting back up again in September.
Love it.
And then also, of course, every week our prayer group that meets at 9 a.m.
On Sunday
before
mornings,
service.
that's right.
Yeah. So if you're not a part of that, that would be great to come be a part of 9 a.m. Sunday mornings.
Yeah, they're a great crew. I love being able to watch them come in and just spend time praying together before the day starts for worship on Sundays. So wonderful stuff.
Yeah.
So as we kind of switch gears here into some other ministry things, I want to keep track of our time. I don't want us to go over time today. We just so much coming up in the fall. I know Catherine has been running around like crazy, getting things prepared and training volunteers and getting things ready for the fall. Anything else that you can think of that'd be helpful for us to kind of share with the church here?
Yeah, I think just keep in mind that it does take volunteers to make all this happen. And so if we're going to love on our people here at the church and love on our community, we really do need help doing that. So if you're not serving in an area, we would love it if you would reach out and find an area where God has gifted you and given you some passion to be able to serve. Other than that, there's some stuff going on for table songs coming up. So why don't you finish off with kind of updating us on that?
Real quick before I jump into that update, I just want to say too, I know there's very specific needs in kids ministries right now, and there's even some needs in worship and production now. Like we're doing auditions again for worship teams. So if there's an interest there, I'd love to kind of chat with you about it and see how you might be able to fit in and be involved in worship and production here at the church. But most importantly, I know there's a lot of need in kids right now. That's something that gets brought up in staff meetings pretty regularly. So I wanted to just encourage you as our church family. Like if you have any flexibility in your life or even the remotest willingness to learn how to participate in kids ministry, we do need the help. And so talk to Pastor Terry or talk to Catherine, our Director of Ministries, and they will get you set up to be able to do that and participate in that. So thank you for considering that, and I know that's an area that we need a lot of help in. So
and thank you to all of you who do serve. It really is a big blessing for our church and our community.
That's right. But yes, as far as Table Song goes, there's a lot going on. We have another trip to Nashville coming up. We're doing a worship night and community night for worship leaders and songwriters in the Nashville area.
Yeah.
That's happening on August 15th, and then we have a songwriting camp that we're doing on August 16th. So it's going to be another big week in Nashville for us as a team. We got folks from our team kind of flying in and driving in from all over the country to be a part of that. And then in September, we're going to be back in Nashville again. But we're also going to be in New Orleans for another songwriting camp and worship gathering in New Orleans. We're partnering with a church there and also a seminary for that one. So we're really excited for what that one's going to be all about and what God's doing with that. And then in October, we're going to be back here in North Iowa. So we'll have lots more information to talk to you guys about with that as we get closer. We're going to have so many folks from across our country kind of coming back to Clear Lake to be part of Table Songs Retreat here in October in Clear Lake. So can't wait for all of that. And God's doing a lot of things on our team right now. And I know as a church, you only get to see some of us who are part of our team here in the house. People like Christian Christensen and Holly Reuter and Catherine and myself but there's like another 20 people across the country who are weekly rhythms and monthly rhythms with us as we do the work of ministry of serving worship leaders and encouraging God's church through worship ministry around the country. So appreciate your prayers and look forward to talking with you guys more about that in the days ahead. So. That's the Table Songs update. Do you have anything else to kind of share with us before we wrap up?
I love it when everybody gets to come back here.
Yeah,
so
it's one of my favorite times of the year.
I love how our people have loved on the Table Songs people.
Yeah, let's
right?
go.
Like our people have loved on our people, right? Like as
right.
you guys come in, as the whole crew comes in, or the ones that can make it, and so. They've said how much they love it and appreciate it, and they get a little slice of a great community here at our church and a great city to bring them into, and so it's different for them, and and then the ministry that you guys produce while you're here also.
Yeah, right.
It's a great event. I love that time.
It's a
here,
sweet
so I'm
time.
excited.
The North Iowa retreat that we do here every year is it's like one of the favorites for the team. So
Yeah.
I'm looking forward to doing that one again in October. But man, there's so much happening in our church. Just thank the Lord for His goodness, His kindness, His mercy, and His grace, and just His the way that He just continues to just move in all of the little things and the big things here. You know, one of the things that I know Catherine and I have talked about a little bit. Sometimes it's easy to kind of miss the miracles of God because we get so wrapped up in all of the things. Sometimes we just need to kind of slow down and look around and be like, oh wow, look what God's doing in the life of this person.
Right.
Look what God's doing in the life of this person. Look what God's doing in the life of our church. Look what God's doing over here in Table Songs. Look what God's doing over here in this area, in kids, or in, just more specifically the individuals I've been finding. If I slow down and watch individuals, it's cool to watch what God's doing in the lives of people. Yeah. And it's like, that's what it's all about. That's what we're doing here at Harvest. We're here to do the work of ministry and allowing the Lord to kind of come and do transformation in the lives of people. Right? We're here to point people to Jesus, right? Not just us as pastors and staff, but us as a church, right? And so just want to encourage you guys, as you're going about your day today, to be thinking about, like, all right, how do I love the people around me well today? Right? How do I point people to Jesus around me today? How do I be intentional today? We talk about worship, walk, and witness. How do I be a witness and share testimony of like what God's doing in my life today? It doesn't have to be a big profound thing that you have to have a big spotlight and whatever, right? It's just, hey, man, just the Lord's been so good to me. Can you just tell the story of what God's been doing in your life? It doesn't have to be a big thing.
That's what the Bible calls for us to be prepared to do, is to give a reason for the hope that's in us.
Yeah, let's
in other
go.
words, we just get to tell people what Jesus has done for us, and what God has done for us.
Right. And so just, that's something I'm even thinking about lately, is like, how do I be more intentional about just sharing what the Lord's doing in my life? It's easy for me to kind of, just go through my day, sometimes on autopilot, but we only have a certain number of days that we get to walk out on this earth with the Lord. How am I stewarding it? How am I using it? Am I maximizing my day for the glory of God and for the kingdom of God? I can't say that I always do that.
Sure.
Yeah. And that's something that I've even felt a little convicted of lately. So just as my church family, I want to encourage you today to be thinking about that as we begin to wrap up here today. So Terry, that's all I have today to kind of share with us as a church, and I think we've covered everything on our list today. So you have anything else that you'd like to wrap up with?
Just know that we're very thankful for all the work that you guys do, the way that you help us minister to people, being a part of our community here and our family here. And so thank you for everything that you guys are doing. So other than that, just close out with the same way we do every Sunday, where we say, remember, as always, you are loved.